Hello and welcome to TelecomTV. We're here at Mobile World Congress 2014 in Barcelona in Spain. I'm Martyn Warwick and I'm talking with Erik Levander, who is from Intel in Sweden. Erik, welcome. You are a Director of Telecoms Infrastructure and you have made some quite strong statements in the recent past, which I'd like to talk to you about. Well, may as well start now. One of the things you said that one of the things that you want to do, and one of the things that Intel wants to do, is to enable networks to be turned into money-making service engines. Now, that's a great statement. What does it mean?
Well, you know, with NFV being accepted by the industry, with basically servers making up the core of how you build the network, we are going to have the capability to run any type of service wherever you want in the network. I think when NFV has enabled the savings and the efficiencies for building network, the next big wave is going to be about building the services that operators can make money on.
So is the emphasis changing from that aspect which we've seen for the past who knows how long, and certainly for the past 14, 15 months with NFV, the emphasis has been on CapEx and OpEx savings. Is that phase, do you think, passing and becoming something else?
I wouldn't say it's passing. I mean, we're going a lot in the NFV space from the what or should we be doing it to how to do it. So that's going into a phase of really getting into the deployments of it. Now, what I'm talking about is how can you use it beyond building networks, and it's going to happen in parallel. It's just that I would say that the money-making part of it has not been in focus, and that's kind of natural because you pay for NFV by the savings and the efficiencies you get, but the dynamic effects of adding new services and turning the network into service machine is, I think, the big part 5 years from now.
What about the CSPs themselves? How have they, I know a lot of the development and the talk around SDN and NFV has been driven by the service providers themselves rather than the device manufacturers and this time around. So they've been the motive force behind it. How has Intel reacted to that? Have you taken on board what they've been demanding of you?
I mean, we've been very much engaged with the service providers in this whole, you know, Carrier Club, Etsy, forums, etc. So we've been part of, as I said, what or can it be done? Proving the point with proof of concepts out at the service providers. Of course, with the equipment vendors well involved, but we've been kind of part of that, working with the service providers to put the demands back on the
And what are the service providers, do you know, have they come to you and said, these are our main problems, how can you help us solve them?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
All about the utilization, the resource utilization, how can we get that up? Virtualization is a good way of doing that. And that has been a problem that the service providers have seen. You know, BT has been very early in that. Vodafone's been very early in that. They're all doing it. They're all driving it from a resource utilization perspective, and you know, that's good. And we've been very much involved in that.
Well, we've seen the usual hype cycle with SDN and NFV, and now in February 2014, we're beginning to see some reality in the situation. Yeah. What I've been told is that the emphasis at the moment is on the edge of the network. Is that the case with Intel? Well,
that's where the really tricky parts reside. The base stations and routers, of course, are kind of tricky to virtualize in current technology. But part of them you can virtualize, and many of them you can virtualize completely. So yes, there's a lot of work going on there, but you know, there is a lot to win by virtualizing, you know, the core or you know, approaching the edge as well. This is not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen step by step in every part of the network. You're not going to take a completely, you know, network grounds up and build it. You will have to be able to live in the old world and the new world. Even that is being addressed, and you know, companies like TelecomTV can deal with that.
As this transformation takes place, what do you think are the basic building blocks that service providers need for that to happen?
The basic building block, I mean, it's on a very high level. You make it. You choose what kind of hardware layer you have in the mid, at the very bottom. You need to choose probably what virtualization layer you're using, probably. And then it's going to be about how do you manage your resource. That's the orchestration of the whole thing. How do you keep track of what resources you have in the network, and how do you turn them on and off, and how do you model your, you know, if I'm going to deploy this service, what is that going to do to my network? How am I delivering to my SLAs right now? You know, that becomes a tricky question when you're in a virtualized environment. That's why we are in the how right now. It's not about the what, it's about solving real problems that we all know needs to be solved.
Okay, Erik Levander, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.